Hola, future Spanish educators. Today we're diving into Competency 002 of the LOTE 613 exam. This section covers key instructional strategies, lesson planning techniques, and how to support diverse learners in the Spanish classroom. Let's get started. Every student learns differently. Let's break it down. Visual learners benefit from images, charts, and videos, use graphic organizers and color-coded notes. Auditory learners learn best through listening, try storytelling, songs, and discussion-based activities. Tactile or kinesthetic learners need movement and hands-on activities. Role-playing and TPR total physical response work well for them. Teaching tip: mix learning styles into lesson plans to engage all students. Howard Gardner's theory helps us understand student strengths. Verbal linguistic: enjoy reading, writing, and discussions. Logical mathematical: thrive on problem solving and patterns great for verb conjugations. Bodily kinesthetic: learn through movement and hands-on activities. Interpersonal and intrapersonal: some students learn best in groups, while others prefer self-reflection. Tip for teachers: adapt tasks to different intelligences. Add lesson plans must align with the TEKS essential knowledge and skills text for LOTE. Here's how. 1. Set clear objectives. Define what students should achieve. For example, students will describe their family in Spanish. 2. Use comprehensible input. Speak slightly above students' level with support like visuals or gestures. 3. Incorporate culture. Integrate Hispanic traditions, music, and literature. For assessment and feedback, check for understanding using rubrics, exit tickets, and self-reflection text. Segment 4. Assessment methods and feedback. Assessments guide instruction and student progress. Let's compare methods. Formative assessments: ongoing, exit tickets, think, pair, share, observations. Summative assessments: final evaluations, quizzes, projects, oral presentations. Rubrics and portfolios: measure student progress over time. Pro tip: use detailed feedback instead of just grades to help students improve. Segment 5. Second language acquisition and teaching theories. How do students acquire a new language? Here are the key theories. Krashen's monitor model: language is acquired through comprehensible input and a low-stress environment. Vygotsky's social interaction theory: learning happens through communication with others, think, pair work, and discussions. Chomsky's universal grammar suggests students have an innate ability to learn language patterns. Key strategy: reduce the affective filter by creating a positive, supportive classroom environment. Segment 6. Selecting and adapting materials for instruction. Not all materials fit every class. How do we choose? Usage and proficiency: appropriate resources. Incorporate authentic materials, music, literature, movies, and real-world texts. Leverage technology apps, interactive activities, and virtual exchanges. Best practice: balance structured instruction with engaging, real-life content. Segment 7. Developing communication skills in Spanish. Students need practice in all communication modes. Interpersonal conversations, interviews, debates. Interpretive listening to native speakers, reading texts. Presentational writing essays, giving oral presentations. Quick tip: use scaffolding techniques to help students gradually build fluency. Segment 8. Cultural awareness in language learning. Language and culture go hand in hand. How do we integrate culture? Follow the 5 C's of language learning. Communication, cultures, connections, comparisons, communities. Teaching strategy: compare Spanish-speaking cultures with students' own experiences to deepen understanding. 1. Communication: using the language for real-world interaction. Example: students work in pairs to role-play ordering food at a Spanish-speaking restaurant. One student plays the customer and the other plays the waiter, using complete sentences and polite expressions in Spanish. Why it works. This fosters interpersonal communication and helps students apply language in a practical setting. Two cultures understanding cultural practices and perspectives. Example, students learn about Dia los Muertos by watching videos, reading short texts, and discussing how it compares to Halloween. They then create their own ofrenda altar or write a reflection on cultural differences. Why it works. It deepens understanding of cultural perspectives while connecting to students' own traditions. 3 connections linking language to other disciplines. Example, while learning about Spanish weather expressions, students check weather forecasts for different Spanish-speaking countries and compare them to their own city. They integrate geography by discussing climate differences. Why it works. This reinforces cross-disciplinary learning Spanish plus geography. For comparisons understanding language and cultural differences. Example, students compare formal vs informal speech in Spanish, for example. Tăutu. VS usted and discuss when each is used. They practice by writing 2 versions of an email, one to a friend and one to a teacher. Why it works. It helps students recognize linguistic and social differences between Spanish and English. 5 communities using Spanish beyond the classroom. Example, students connect with a Spanish-speaking pen pal via email or class exchanges and write about their daily lives, hobbies, and interests. Alternatively, they visit a local Hispanic market and interview a vendor in Spanish. Why it works. It encourages real-world application of the language and interaction with native speakers. Wrap up, final thoughts and encouragement. You got this? Mastering Competency 002 means understanding how to plan engaging lessons, adapt to students' needs, and create meaningful learning experiences. Keep practicing, stay confident, and enjoy. The Journey of Teaching Spanish. Download free study guide in the description box. Like and subscribe for more study tips.